All right, today I'm gonna be talking about 10 things or 10 tips for new skaters to get you out having fun, learning tricks, and enjoying rollerblading. First things first, avoid buying cheap gear. You're gonna wanna buy something with a reputable brand, a proven track record, something durable, something that you're gonna get your money's worth out of. The sport is very rough on the equipment. So as a general rule of thumb, you wanna be about $180 or more on a complete skate. Things like an M12, a Razor's Colt, or USD Sway are gonna be perfectly fine for a beginner skater, but try to stay away from things below that $180 mark. Things like the Anarchy boot that's out there. And if you're looking into replacement parts, especially wheels wear out, you're gonna wanna keep it around the $35, $40 and above mark these days. If it's under 30 bucks, definitely steer clear. There's no need to buy the most expensive thing, but stay away from the really cheap gear. Not to contradict myself here, but tip 2, don't worry too much about the gear. There's tons and tons of options out there. Try your friend's stuff if they have it. Find something that you think looks cool. You're not gonna wanna skate something that you don't think looks cool. And then the next biggest thing is make sure that that skate is gonna fit your foot. Now, unless you're one of the lucky people out there that has a shop next to you, best advice, don't trust your shoe size. Measure your foot in centimeters and go by the Mondo sizing that skate manufacturers provide. And after you've got those two things covered, try to get good wheels on your skates. And especially if you're a new skater, if you can get something that comes stock as a flat setup, so 8 wheels touching the ground, not 4 grind wheels in the middle, there's plenty of skating to be learned that it's going to be so much more enjoyable on a flat setup. Plus, even your first few grinds, a soul grind, a Mizu, a Makio, things like that, it's going to be no problem in a flat setup. And then it's easy enough when you want to work on grinds, just take the middle 2 wheels off of each skate, throw some anti-rockers in there if you have them, or skate them freestyle, and you're good to go. You've got an extra set of wheels. So that leads into my next tip, and that is spend a lot of time on your skates and master the basics. Like I said, there's a lot of skating to be learned and enjoyed, doing turns, crossovers, skating fakie over both shoulders, things like that. There's a ton of skating you can do aside from doing grinds, and you'd be surprised how many really good skaters out there can't do a lot of basic maneuvers. So learn the basics, it'll make you a better skater. All right, next up, learn to fall, because you're gonna be doing a lot of it. The best trick you can learn is how to fall. Hopefully I can figure out like maybe a tutorial on how to fall one day. It's kind of hard to explain, but the thing I do is I try to get low and bring my limbs in, anything to avoid putting my hands down and hurting my hands. Learning to fall is what is going to protect you from injury the most. You should probably also wear some level of protection. Personally, I wear a helmet, shin guards, and knee pads every time I skate. I'd personally like to see everyone wear a helmet just as a minimum, but safety is a personal choice, and wear a level of protection that makes you feel comfortable and confident, but definitely be conscious of the way you fall and try to master falling. And next up, if you've never been to a skate park, there are a lot of unwritten rules. They all basically come down to being courteous, being mindful of other people that are using the space. Stay in the lanes of travel. Usually there's a natural flow to the skate park. Don't be afraid to switch that up and skate things a different way when other people aren't, in the way, when you're not gonna hit anybody. But definitely make sure you're not gonna hit anybody. A good rule to follow, everybody goes in order. Pick someone to follow and then wait to see who they go after, and then just wait for the rotation to come around, go after that same person every time. You'll always be okay if you follow any sort of pattern like that. The bottom of a bowl or a half pipe is not a place to learn to skate. People wanna flow around it and skate it. Don't just sit at the bottom of a bowl and work on your basic skating. That's what parking lots are for. That's what driveways are for. Don't be that person. And another big one is rollerbladers. I'm not telling you not to whack stuff. Just don't whack stuff that you're not gonna skate. And also maybe if you see someone else skating it or they're about to skate it, just let them know if you put wax on it. Just be courteous of other people who are using the space. All right, let's cut to some skating I did out at the Lummi Nation skate park last week or so. Just a little training session. Just wanted to run through all my tricks. 5 different types of tricks on 5 different types of obstacles. Trying to do a 360 out of as many of them as I could. So here we go. Next up, take care of your equipment and it will take care of you. You're like, dude, they're aggressive skates, they get beat up, they're made to get beat up, who cares? But like I said, if you take care of it, it will take care of you. Now, you can do a few simple steps like just storing them inside, not leaving them in your trunk, storing your skates with your buckles snapped, or you can go all out. Buy a boot dryer, dry your liners out, things like that. Clean your bearings once a week. That's probably excessive, but there's a couple of just like bare minimum things you should do. If you can avoid it, try not to skate through the grass, step in puddles, don't skate in a muddy ditch like I'm in right now. All of that stuff will go into your wheels, it'll press into your bearings, it'll make your bearings all gritty and rusty. Occasionally it's not possible to avoid it, but try not to walk through the grass, things like that. And the other one is rotate your wheels. Whenever you see your wheels start to do that cone from the way you push and turn, go ahead and rotate them. Again, you can go as crazy as you want. There's charts out there that have you move like 1 to 4 and 2 to 3 and across the skates. And personally, I just take a wheel, turn it 180 degrees, put it back in the same spot. That keeps the natural rocker of the skate that you've developed as you're skating them. It's actually what wizard skates are designed to mimic. But if you want them to wear 100% evenly and get the most life possible out of them, follow some of those charts out there. All right, I am running out of sunlight quickly here. So next up, don't skate in wet conditions. Again, this will ruin your equipment. Water will get into your bearings and it'll ruin your bearings. But the big one is you're really prone to injury. Thin urethane wheels on wet concrete, you're gonna slip out. Ask Brandon Drummond how skating in the wet goes. Even if it's just like barely wet concrete, as soon as it goes, you're gonna be sliding out and you might hurt yourself. Number 8, study skating. Consume as much of it as possible. I don't just mean trick tips. If you wanna learn tricks, study your favorite skaters. Find a clip that is a close-up of them doing the trick you wanna learn and study the way that they do it. It's really like hips and shoulders, body position as a whole, even like head position. Where the head goes, the body will follow. When I wanna learn a trick, that's what I do. I'm studying full body position, not just the foot position. Just take in as much skating as you can. And also, you know, feel free to mimic the way somebody does a trick, mimic their style. I don't know, I do that with certain tricks. It helps me feel more confident. When I feel confident, I'm more likely to land something. Start off copying, and then as I get more comfortable with it, my own style starts to shine through. All right, so you've been studying skating and you've been trying to learn a trick and it's just not clicking. Feel free to ask for help. Most skaters out there are gonna be more than willing to help. If someone has headphones in and, you know, they're just trying to do their own thing, or if someone's like really battling a trick, maybe don't talk to those guys. They're probably in their own zone doing their own thing, but someone's hanging out, having a session. Even if you don't know them, feel free to ask other skaters for help. All right, final tip is just try to have fun. Be positive. No one wants to skate with the guy that is super negative, takes everything way too seriously, has something to say about every trick that ever gets done. Believe me, I've been that guy. Don't be that guy. As Ricardo Lino says, remember why we do it? Because it's fun. So try to stay positive. It's easy to get caught up in, you know, wanting to constantly progress and learn new tricks, but try to keep it light, keep it fun. And honestly, don't be afraid to be a little bit weird. You know, the guys at Mushroom Blading have been being weird on skates for like 15 years now, and they've completely changed the face of the industry. They've changed the way everyone skates. So you might be the next person to do it. So be yourself, be positive, and have fun with it.
full cab out of a switch tube easy.
All right, that's gonna do it for this week, and I'll leave you guys with a few more clips. I got excited, I could 360 out of stuff, decided I need to start learning how to 360 into stuff. So I'll leave you guys with those clips, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, goodbye.